And so there was Dynamite. Oh,
Dynamite.
Boom.
it seems to be the ongoing universal thing with Dynamite, because I mean we'll come on here and we'll say, yep, that was a solid show. This was a fairly solid show.
Yep.
I
It
mean
had its
there was,
moments.
yeah, I was about that. Good, thank you. I'm glad you said that,
It
because
had its moments.
yeah, it had certain moments that I could have done without, but I mean this show wasn't something that I can. It's almost as consistent as things used to be back in the day with Nitro and Monday Night Raw back in like mid to late 90s,
Yeah.
where
Mm.
it's like you could have had some things you didn't care about, but all in all, each show was pretty solid through and through. So this is one of those things, and they threw me a curveball with the first segment, because outside of the good stuff that happened, I almost thought they were about the WWE some shit where
Mm-hmm.
you saw one person come out, then another person come out. Because as soon as they're talking about tag teams and the tag titles, I was like, oh shit, here we go. And
Yeah.
but the way that they are doing this thing between Cole and Fish and O'Reilly with the Bucks, I know a lot of people had their complaints, and even I had my reservations for it. But I said, you know what, I'm going to stick it out, and I'm just going to wait to see where things kind of go.
Mm-hmm.
This is what I was hoping for, because the way this whole segment played out, in the very, like, just everything from beginning to end, just stacked and stacked and stacked and stacked, and I was like, I like where this is going, because I know
Mm-hmm.
the payoff of the overall thing at the end of it is going to be fan fucking tastic, and the cherry on top was Britt Baker.
Yeah. You know, I'm gonna personally say it. You know, before the best friends had even came out and how everything was going. Um, I kind of wish they'd go ahead and just pull the trigger on this
Mm-hmm.
with Cole and Red Dragon. I mean, I understand why we want to stretch it a little bit, but I wish they'd go ahead and pull the trigger on it and establish that Cole and Red Dragon and Britt are their own things, and Young Bucks would be just, you know, former
Would
Mm-hmm.
be.
friends. No pun
Yeah.
intended.
Well, I think what they're
Mhm.
doing, and this is why I'm okay with the way the story is going, is I think they're going to end up tying up loose ends on all fronts, especially that
Mhm.
of Britt Baker, because with the way that this is going, I almost don't see. I mean, of course, I don't see Jamie Hayter anywhere around, anytime soon. But I also don't see. I mean, Rebel could play. I mean, Reba, not Rebel. Rebel Reba could actually be their version of Brandon Cutler.
I can see that.
Ooh.
But that's about as far as I can see that go. But I do see the four of them, and for the most part, anybody else that they can throw in, but primarily those four. In, I guess the rumored name is Paragon.
Yeah, Paragon.
So yeah, I can see this, and it worked very well, especially when you think about how the small details, like especially with the kiss that the Bucks do with Cole,
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
and how now Britt Baker plays that part now. So it's like
Yes.
it all works, and I like it. So yeah, this the whole segment was good in my book.
Uh, hold on.
I'm thinking.
Sorry. Sorry. I did need the best friends to run out there. I get it. I get it.
Hmm.
I didn't need it to happen, but I get it. But I think it would have been better, especially with Red Dragon and the Bucks facing off about the whole tag team thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was more compelling. And then here come the best friends to come out there and fuck it up. And it was like, no, 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 no. I want to see this growing tension. I don't care about y'all coming out there, you know,
I,
to get beat up.
I mean, it's
I
like it.
think
Go ahead.
it all. I mean, I think what it comes down to is how long Kenny's going to be out.
True.
Mm.
Because if it's not that much longer, then they can draw this out with Cole trying to keep the balance of everybody being friends with the eventual turn and Kenny making his return to jump on the Bucks side.
Mm. Okay.
I mean, that's where I'm seeing it down the road. I mean, it could go that way, but it could all fall apart next week. We'll see.
That's true. I mean, it's like they say about most animes. Every anime has a filler, and this is this is the filler for all this shit. The best friends.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm okay with it, but there definitely was more to come with this whole segment.
Mhm.
So we'll definitely get into that when it comes. But
I mean, if we're gonna just top out this, I'm actually excited to see a mixed tag match. I kind of want to see like a legit intergender match, like in AEW, but I'm not sure if we'll ever get there.
I mean, if they are to do it, Statlander would be the
one.
prime candidate for it.
Yeah.
So
At least
I mean,
until Gargano and Candice LeRae show up.
But
exactly.
I wonder is it a TNT TBS thing?
It could be.
That they might not want to see that.
That's true.
I mean, it is live TV, and they have already shown plenty of bloodshed.
Well, I guess it's the fact of a man hitting a woman. That's what I mean.
It's like that's where the buck stops. No pun intended.
Yeah,
it's like we can replay Phoenix's arm being snapped back like a paperclip over and over again. But you put one finger on a woman, and that's where we stop it.
Contract over.
I mean,
it's like,
or you could flip it on its head and be like, "Look how progressive we are. We don't like we're not gonna handicap these women if they want to wrestle men, and then hey, more power to them."
Yeah,
there you go. It's like, you know what? We're promoting equality.
There you
go. Speaking of inequality, CM Punk versus Wardlow.
Whoa.
Finish. No. Everything was perfectly fine until that dumbass finish. You telling me a lifeless CM Punk rolled up big ass Wardlow for a 3 count? Boo.
Yeah.
I mean, that was more believable to me than like seeing him try and pull off a GTS after friggin' 7 power bombs on the mat and then an 8th through a table, which also should have been a DQ. But we're letting Aubrey call the shots.
I thought that's how Punk was going to get the W, since they intentionally power bombed him through the table. I thought that was going to get him DQ'd, but then when it kept happening, I was like, so how else are they going to spin this match?
I was definitely waiting for Aubrey to be like, no, do that, and this match is over, like, just stop it or something. But didn't have any of that.
Well, I guess because the table is there, that's the reason why it was allowed.
It's an extension of the ring.
Yeah. I mean, especially with the whole, Phoenix being chokeslammed through a table at ringside. I mean, I don't think they're DQing anybody that goes through a table now. Unless it's like something that's really used. But I thought Wardlow was gonna completely just walk the fuck off, because when Punk was on the apron before the table spot, I thought he was pissed off and said, you know what, fuck it, I'm just gonna fucking leave. But yeah, on top of that, they're subtly throwing hints about Wardlow turning face, because even when he came out, his whole color scheme and everything, his whole attire screamed babyface to me.
Well, in 2 weeks, they're going to be in Cleveland.
And is that where Wardlow's from?
That's where Wardlow's from, and also somebody else is from Cleveland too.
Mr. Wrestling himself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
We shall see what happened in Cleveland. But I think that turn for Wardlow is gonna happen. He gonna be like, you know what, fuck this shit. I might.
When that's in 2 weeks, right?
Yeah, that's what Beast Break. Beach
Okay.
break. That's what they call it.
Yeah.
Yeah, beach break.
Yeah, it's a little early for the beach, but all right.
So I guess this was perfect because if Wardlow's accountability buddy, which did his job perfectly tonight,
He did.
if his accountability buddy is incapacitated and unable to calm him down, this would make the perfect sense.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say, yeah, Scoot, you're right. The time frame makes sense. Spears is going to be completely donezo after next week, and then Wardlow is not going to have any barrier between him and MJF. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm ready for it. I mean, Wardlow has been gaining a lot of traction as a face. So, but yeah, and now as far as the finish though, my problem with it is, and I guess the comparison is one of the main reasons, is because and most of the WWF fans pre Attitude Era, when it was transitioning, Punk can't, and rarely anybody can pull off the whole Bret Hart fake out that he did with Diesel in their match, where he feigned that fatigue and outsmarted Diesel when he tried to put him in the power bomb and then rolled him up. It could have worked, but because that roll up was just done so very slowly, and commentary tried to put it up as like it was a surprise, and that's all Punk could do with all this strength. It's like, nah, I'm sorry. With the way Punk got powerbombed and the way that he was looking after that table spot, there's no way you could tell me that he had to, like, Wardlow should have been able to shake that off with one cap. So
yes,
I'm nah.
Yeah.
So cool, I get it, but the execution, and that's two within a week of each other, because and we'll get into that too. But the last one was Jade Cargill's Jaded, Avalanche Jaded, that just horrible, just look bad. But it is what it is. Punk goes over. MJF sets up the match for him and Spears, and still ducking Punk, which, stretching it out, I get it, makes sense. Hopefully they got enough material to get them through, because I'm pretty sure it's got to happen at the pay-per-view, which 9 times out of 10 Punk is going to lose that match. But
in a couple weeks they're going to be in Chicago as well, so it could just be there.
We shall see.
Yeah, we shall see. One thing we did see is the reemergence of someone.
Okay, I'm gonna say this again, and not mean to step on anyone with this. We literally just saw this match a match ago. This match literally played out the exact same way Wardlow and Punk played out.
Yeah. And man. And again, this is where I draw comparisons from other wrestling promotions of previous. As far as Speedy Little Man and Big Man.
Oh, you mean Hot Cheeto?
AJ Styles, and with any big opponent in beginning of TNA, fantastic. AJ knew how to work a lot of the big guys, primarily Abyss, during those times, and it was hard for me to kind of separate myself from that match with this one, because I wanted so much of Dante Martin to actually do some stuff to actually make him formidable to Powerhouse Hobbs. Like, I didn't want the whole traditional have him get beat up and then he comes up with some type of victory in the end. I wanted his speed to be used as a weapon intelligently.
Yes.
And this is why I always praise AJ Styles with the way that he's done things, because, now everybody looks at him, the same way they look at Shawn Michaels in a way, because no matter his size, whatever he can do, nobody second guesses him in the power game. They just say, he's technical, he's speedy, he's a professional wrestler. They don't look at his size like that. And they didn't do the same thing back in TNA when he did it. So this is what I want for Dante Martin. I don't want him to just look like, like a Leo Rush, because Leo Rush, because of his stature, he's always going to look like that. But we know, because of how fast Leo Rush is and the way that he utilizes it, nobody second guesses it. So with Dante Martin having the size advantage over Leo Rush, he should be able to be looked at like a pre everything AJ Styles. And that's what I want from him. So yeah. I didn't get what I wanted from this match. But Hobbs looks good.
That's fair to say.
You know what? Hobbs looks good to the point to where you would think they would use him more.
Yeah, which I kind of wish that they would have used him in a different way, which played out later on. But yeah, we'll get to that as well. But hey, Starks look good though.
Yeah. And
glad they're probably doing something with the FTW title.
I guess how we feeling about Jay Lethal coming to Dante's aid?
Okay. This is go ahead, Jaeger.
Jay Lethal's kind of going all over the place as far as pairing up with people, because who was he with like a couple weeks ago on Dynamite or Rampage? Wasn't he with somebody? No, I'm sorry. No, he had a singles match against but no, he's been showing up on Dark and Elevation, which I'll get into that tomorrow. But he paired up with Sonny Kiss this week.
Sonny Kiss, that's who it was.
Yeah, well, because they did the Jersey show, and they're both from Jersey. And yeah, they paired up like that, and now he's I guess looking to pair up with Dante Martin. But I should, instead of saying Jay Lethal's kind of going all over the place, I guess Dante Martin's the one that's going all over the place, considering he's been with Leo Rush, now been Team Taz. He was with Matt Sydal, and now maybe pairing up with Jay Lethal.
And don't forget his own brother.
Whenever he gets here.
Like, Dante is a tag whore, like they said about Jericho. He's a tag whore.
Yeah, maybe they're just trying to find a good match for him, which honestly though, that match was pretty damn great with Leo Rush.
Yeah.
However, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about Jay Lethal doing this. I honestly liked the idea of him with Sonny Kiss. It was a little interesting. It was kind of like when you saw Joey Janela running around with Sonny Kiss. But it could maybe have, if he wants to go back that route, he could have maybe triggered some personas in that way. But
it's also true.
Yeah.
Somebody, I think it was Bleacher Report, they had said AEW shouldn't sign no more superstars without having a plan for them.
I agree.
Because here it is, you sign Jay fucking Lethal, and the most he's done is had a TNT title shot against Guevara.
Well, here's
storylines in the mix right now.
I'm almost mad for saying this again, because I've almost given up on the whole concept of this, because I've said it and I've been wrong every fucking time. He could be the one to elevate the FTW championship.
I think that's where they might try to go with this.
Hey,
if anybody can do it.
Yeah. Come on. I think that's where they might try to go.
No, and nothing against Starks, but and granted, he does look good with the title. It's all aesthetic and everything. But
yeah,
I need Ricky to get some substance.
Yes,
because I don't know if it, because he just had a match, so he's not really hurt. But I need him to do something that's going to elevate his stock, because where I was looking at him as potentially one of the pillars for AEW.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's completely degraded back to obscurity in one way, shape, or form. And
Well, they didn't have a plan.
Well, exactly, and
Yeah.
that's the thing, because now he's looking like the weak member of Team Taz, because we have Hook, who's getting all types of attention, and we'll probably get in that tomorrow. But and then Hobbs looking like $1 million, and of course you got Taz, as the mouthpiece. Starks needs to be the leader of Team Taz. He needs to look like he's the leader of Team Taz. So not just aesthetically. But yeah, and I think Jay Lethal could be the one to do that. So if you give us a series of matches with these two, I'm fine. I'm fine with it.
It might happen.
So yeah. So let's Tony, let's see a plan for Lethal, please. This keeps getting intriguing. There we go. This keeps getting intriguing.
Oh, are we being nice about this? Or are we being for real?
Oh no. Let's be for real, because I think we all have something to say about this.
I agree with everything now. I'm starting to agree with everything Brian Last has been saying
about Jericho.
That he wants to attach himself to anything that's hot. He attached himself to Orange Cassidy when Orange Cassidy was blowing up. He was attaching himself with MJF when MJF was blowing up. Now he's attaching himself with Eddie Kingston because Eddie Kingston was blowing up. He's trying to attach himself to any and everything that's blowing up so he could be quote unquote, I hate to use this word, so he could be quote unquote relevant. Jericho is too much of a legend to be stupid, quote unquote, this low.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not entirely mad at this situation. I agree primarily with a lot of what you're saying, and what I rarely agree with Brian Last, but
I do too. But this time I do.
But with this situation, because Jericho is not putting himself in any title picture, this, in a way, based on what was said too, is like it's almost the equivalent, because instead of, I'm not going to go for a title, but I will attach myself to somebody getting a lot of the attention. So, so in that regard, yes. But like I said before, if this doesn't lead to something bigger in regards to Inner Circle or 2.0 and Daniel Garcia getting some type of elevation, then this is all for nothing, and I can't defend Jericho's actions. There's nothing I can do to be like, oh well, no, it could be because of this. I got no leg to stand on. This is my safety net is gone at this point. So if he does something else and this doesn't lead to it, nah. But I am intrigued with the whole Eddie Kingston and Proud and Powerful dynamic to see what the fuck happens. And welcome back, Jake Hager.
Yeah, right. And then too, I don't want this to be the reason why Inner Circle breaks up. Like if Inner Circle parts ways, this is the reason. Like at least let it be something like whatever. But I'm over it.
I mean,
like Kingston, I can only hope your stock stays up with all of this, and hopefully Jericho lets you beat him when it happens. But I'm over it because it's starting to drag down Garcia. It's starting to drag down 2.0. It's starting to drag down Kingston. It's dragging down Guevara now. I'm Proud and Powerful. I'm over it. Because honestly, this is the same thing we've been talking about with WWE and their booking. We've been seeing a combination of these guys fighting for the past weeks.
Yeah.
In some form of a fashion. So, yeah.
I'm with you on that. Yeah, you got something on that one?
Yeah, there was no reason for the Inner Circle to jump in on this. And, I mean, look, it was cool for Proud and Powerful to jump in, I guess, at that point. But then at the same token, we were also then asking, where the hell's the inner circle if your boys are getting jumped?
Mm-hmm.
And now here we are seeing the inner circle in action. And now we're like, please get them away from this.
You know what the problem is to me? It's not so much the inner circle.
But it's just Jericho,
It's
right?
Jericho.
No, I feel that. Like they got involved, and now he's just kind of taking center stage on it when he definitely doesn't need to. Like, let this be Santana Ortiz's time to shine. Let this be Sammy's time to shine. I agree. Yeah. Hopefully he does just lose that to Kingston whenever it gets to that point.
Now, we kind of went over this already. MJF promo setting up the match between Shawn Spears and CM Punk. So yeah, so we now have that. So the continuation of that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Now we were talking about with more story beats in terms of Cole, Bucks, Red Dragon, Britt Baker, Brandon, Landon, Rando or Rand Butler,
Randall
Butler.
I don't know.
You just did everything.
Landon Butler. I think that's.
It's Whore and Fortunate Cutler. That's the best way to say it, because it's like he could have easily turned into a bottom card wrestler who really didn't get much of a shine outside of like Dark and Elevation. Thank you, Loki.
Right.
But the character that he's allowed to become now is almost maybe, I don't want to say Santino Marella levels, but
I mean, he's not cross-dressing yet.
No.
Say it
though.
It predated Santino Marella.
No, I'm definitely not saying that.
Well, I say it is Mean Street Posse. All right, there you go. It is Mean Street Posse.
It all in one person, but that's because no, matter of fact, it's Mean Street Posse and Vince's Stooges.
Yep.
All in one.
All in one.
In the best tracksuit ever. He is his own tracksuit mafia. Shout out to Hawkeye. But yeah, and is his nose still broken?
I don't know.
I don't think it is.
I didn't pay attention to the last time he was out there. I didn't pay attention.
He's been behind
I'm pretty
camera.
sure he's still wearing it, right? He's still wearing the face mask?
More than likely, yeah. Wait, he was out there with Britt spraying her down.
I didn't pay attention if he had.
And that's the thing, because he is so noticeably I don't want to say unrecognizable, forgettable. He's so recognizably forgettable that you know he's there, but you pay no fucking attention to him whatsoever.
And you know what's so fucked up about that? He's like the tallest person in the ring. Makes it even worse.
Yeah.
Makes it worse. And you know what? I'm not gonna lie. I love how just firm and in his just wrongness, O'Reilly calls him Landon.
Yeah.
Like he says that shit like, no, his name is Landon. Like, but I love how just he stands firm in the wrongness of calling him Landon.
Yeah. But for the most part, this whole segment, outside of ragging on Brandon Cutler, was really to set up the intergender match, which I thought they were going to set up some fucking 5-4, some
I thought so
10,
too.
8-man tag match.
Going to go there too.
And I'm
I
glad
think the
they
only
did.
reason why they probably couldn't do it because they didn't have Rocky to probably help them out with it.
Just fantastic.
Yes.
Because I don't look as talented as all these people are. I mean, you get more bang for your buck. Again, no pun intended. You get more bang for your buck.
You sure making a
By,
lot of buck references.
I mean, it happens
Rightfully
every
so.
time. You get well, yeah. You get more bang for your buck in smaller matches. I mean, especially if we do, Red Dragon and Bucks, or if you do, Bucks and Roppongi Vice, or Red Dragon and Roppongi Vice. It either way. I mean, you get a mix and match. You get an amalgamation. You don't have to throw everybody in one match. Say, hey, guess what? We get the best of all 7 worlds with these matches. It's like, no, just give us the small ones and stretch this shit out. But yeah, I am happy to see more participants visibly in the tag division as far as being showcased, because instead of it being like a carousel where it's like, okay, now we're going to have these teams feud. Okay, now we're going to have these teams feud. Now it's like, okay, now we have a large spectrum of people that's like, you know what, we're all vying for it thanks to that nice visual last week after Jurassic Express won. And now there's more in the fight as well. So thank you for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we get our intergender equality match, seeing how that works out on is it on Rampage?
No, I think it's next Dynamite, because on
Next
Rampage
Dynamite.
is going to be Cole versus
Cole
and
versus
it's going
to be Statlander, Velvet, and Layla Hirsch against somebody.
I was like, I didn't hear who they was going against.
Yeah, I was too busy listening to the dialogue that didn't say anything about the match.
So I guess the dialogue is more from their backstory with it. Like last week, they had their trios match with the 3 of them. They commented heavily on how Statlander and Hirsch had their match in the tournament, and Red Velvet, while they were bickering, was the one getting like the brunt of all the damage from their trios competitors.
Poor Velvet.
And yeah, I was like, oh, baby, no. But at the end of it, Statlander pretty much pulls off her finish, and then Layla takes a blind tag. Statlander goes for the pin. Ref tells her, yeah, you're not the active person anymore. And then Layla comes in, pops the arm bar, and then gets the tap out. And then this week, it was Velvet and Layla, where again, Velvet did most of the work. It's kind of like a Wardlow thing, or not? It's like a Wardlow Shawn Spears tag thing, where instead it's Velvet doing most of the work, and then Layla, looking for the glory, just comes in, gets the tag, and then goes for the finish and then a pin, or in her case, a tap out. So I guess we're trying to see how they all stay friends, even though they were fighting each other, or at least 2 of the 3 were fighting each other.
True.
Velvet just trying to be the bridge. It's just I guess I don't know what we're trying to do with the trios with women. We'll see.
Yeah, but, it's very interesting.
For sure.
What also is very interesting is Hangman promo with Dan Lambert.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was all about this until the end.
So this is the question. What was Hangman? What was Lambert getting at? Like, who was he trying to promote in a sense? Like, he just wanted to go with Hangman just to go with Hangman? Like,
he was pretty much telling him to give up the cowboy gimmick.
Yeah, it was kind of just fucking weird, because it seemed like it could have played out where it was like, okay, well, you have Lance Archer coming out there, now he's working with Lambert, which still wouldn't make any sense, because I don't even see that as like a pairing. But
do you think he is officially working with Lambert, or do you think it was the fact that Lambert was just like, hey, don't fight me, fight the champ?
Yeah, I think it was that. I don't think it didn't seem like they worked together because I think they would have specified and played it off like that. Because the dialogue, even when Archer had grabbed Lambert, it was like, "No, you get the champ here, go for the champ," and it's almost like to have like a realization, like, "Oh shit, you're right. I'm not gonna waste my chance." But it
Yeah,
didn't come off like that, so that's why it was so weird.
it
But
didn't.
even so, this is a throwaway match for me because I don't again, and it sucks for Archer because the way that they book him as like, oh, and not to use filler again, but fuck, we're gonna have to use it again
Mm-hmm.
as a filler opponent in between these big feuds for championships. You know, they did it they did it with the TNT championship, which he should have won the first time. You know,
Yes.
he should have been the first champion out, you know, over Cody. They did the shit with him and Mox,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
he just seems to be that transitional opponent in between good feuds, and they shouldn't waste him like this at all.
I agree.
They need to go ahead and throw him in the whole interim TNT situation, which I
And not
will
only
get into
that,
because I like that.
not only that too, what gives him the right to think, oh, I'm gonna just be #1 contender now?
Yes, and I'm glad you said that, Scoop, because I need
Like,
to look at
homie.
these fucking rankings
Because the
because
rankings are reset, and plenty of people have not had matches yet.
Oh,
I
okay.
mean that's true.
That
That's
makes
true.
sense.
That actually does makes a whole. I'm glad you said that, yeah, because that makes a whole lot of fucking sense now. That
That makes
changed everything.
I don't know. That was like when Hangman said it, I was like, oh, so I think we might going to get somebody who we just aren't expecting or haven't seen in a while. For a
Okay, so
second,
now,
when I heard the music, I thought it was about to be Brian Cage. I was about to be like, oh shit, we're going to run that back. But
okay, so now things are starting to make a little sense. You know, as far because as of last week, the rankings are Cole, Wardlow, Danielson, Scorpio Sky, and Hobbs. And this is why I brought up Hobbs earlier, saying that I would have rather seen him in a different situation. This would have been that situation. I would have rather him come out and then be Hangman's opponent because win, lose, or draw, and primarily lose in this situation, he wouldn't lose anything. I
No.
think he would have gained a lot from this being and it wouldn't have been a bad opponent for Hangman at that. Because especially if you're going to get a big man, why not get somebody who is consistently on TV and show that everybody's getting an elevated spot? You know, what I would love to see Wardlow in that spot, but as of right now, he's got a whole lot of story beats to go through with MJF and everything else,
Yeah.
especially with his face turn before he even gets to that point. So, who's a good throwaway, and not to use throwaway in a derogatory term, but who's a good throwaway that could benefit from this? Hobbs.
Yeah.
So, because Archer, you already look at it like, okay, well, do I really care about this match? Hobbs, you can say, okay, he's going to lose, but you can look at it and say, well, I like the dynamic here. Maybe we'll get something like we got with Hangman and Brian Cage. So who knows? But that's where my mind was, and maybe Lambert was out there to say Scorpio Sky was supposed to be the one since he is number 4 right now.
would have been nice to see, to be honest. I'm ready for him to wear gold at some point.
Me too.
I mean, sooner rather than later, but yeah.
Yeah. And again, well, we'll get into it because there's a lot of good things about the TNT title that I'm actually enjoying right now. So, but one thing I could care less about and I didn't really enjoy was this segment.
Man, we can go ahead and skip it.
Cool, because it was a throwaway segment anyway. Because it was really to talk about, yeah, we're in Horseman country. Cool. All right.
I mean, at least announce the match.
Okay, well, it's going to be FTR versus Big Shotty and Brock Anderson. All right.
Yeah.
There we go. All right. There you go.
Jade Cargill is obviously your new TBS. Oh, sorry. That bitch show champion.
Yeah.
I hate that they replayed the fucking Avalanche jaded like in it
Ooh,
pretty much in its
yeah.
entirety.
They had no choice.
They had a
Yeah,
choice. They had a
that's
choice not to
initially.
show it,
That is true too. But
but they chose to go with that
unfortunately,
option.
that was the finish. So
Look, if it was me, I would have just showed them have her up, showed her coming down, and did that whole like old school WWF recap freeze frame from the pay per views when they did
no, they
that.
still do that.
Yeah, but they showed that shit in slow motion though. I wish they would have stuck with that
Oh,
and
okay.
then
I see
did
what
the
you're
freeze
saying.
frame and then showed the pin. Because then I would have been like, you know what? Good job. But no, bad job. AEW truck guy. Because don't do that ever again. Or at least Jade, work on that Avalanche Jade. Now I get you probably were nervous. You probably were. You know, you still are the deserved champ in my book. I wanted you to win this because it seemed like the right decision. But you stop giving people reasons to say how green you are. Shake them jitters off.
Yeah.
Ty Conti did it when she went against Britt Baker. She made sure she made up for all her stutter steps. And shout out to Team Cheeks for Weeks. Appreciate that Instagram post. But
what up, Trevor?
yeah. Now, I guess the question here is, who's her first opponent? Or challenger, rather?
You know what? Honestly, I don't think it's going to truly start to matter until maybe a couple in. So they might just give her maybe someone familiar.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think it's really going to truly matter with her opponents to maybe 2, 3, maybe 4 defenses in, personally.
Interesting. That actually,
I'm not even sure.
Because the only reason why I say that, if you're looking at the field now, Thunder Rosa is tied in with Mercedes.
Yeah.
Now Statlander is tied into Dr. Baker.
Mm-hmm.
She just beat Ruby. So unless it's gonna be like Jamie Hayter, Riho, maybe Nyla, unless it's gonna be somebody who was in the tournament that got eliminated. And like I said, the first couple opponents might not even matter. Because it's going to be like, yeah, we know Jay's going to win. It might not be until the third or so opponent that where it's going to be like when other beef starts to clear up, then it's going to be more of a clearer picture of who could potentially take the belt off of Jade.
You know who could have been a great first or second competitor?
Who was that?
The one causing all the controversy right now.
You know what? You're not wrong. You're not wrong at all.
Oh man,
that really could have been.
You're not wrong at all.
But
what?
I mean, looking at active roster, I honestly just could see it maybe being our more known faces that are on Elevation or something.
Yeah.
No. I think but you're right. Because there is one person I have in mind, and it took this conversation, and then it took me thinking about our next segment, which we'll segue into. Hikaru Shida and Serena Deeb, and no, I don't mean any of these two. I mean at the end, because I'm thinking.
Oh, Cheeks for Weeks did come out.
Yeah, but they came out with someone else though.
Who else?
They came out with Sky Blue.
Oh, see, I didn't see her.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. And if that's the case, if she's going to be throwing out challenges, why not? Because I don't want to see her go up against Red Velvet yet. Again, I want that to wait. I want them to build that up to make that feel more important. Because I think if you take a Sky Blue and potentially maybe Anna Jay or Ty Conti in that situation, make that as far as making that feel a bit bigger, and then transition into like your Jamie Hayters when she eventually turns face, or
Yeah, I can see
maybe
that.
just going that route, and then probably starting to get into the person that's actually going to give Jada her first loss. So, but now I was so worried about this fucking match
Because you know why I was worried about this match?
because it was so soon.
Not only
With
was it so soon, but they have a very bad habit of supporting certain superstars. And I just knew in my heart of hearts, Cheetah was gonna win this match.
yeah, and that's one of my worries at this. But I'm so glad they did a lot right in this match. One, they proved me wrong on the whole thing because they found a way to do this in order to. I mean, in a way, I guess this is meant. I hope this is meant to write Sheet off for a little bit. But
I hope so
two,
too.
they didn't do the whole bullshit where it's like that person gets hurt at the beginning of the match, and then all of a sudden they muster up all the strength to run around and have all the energy and everything
classic
without.
face trap.
Yeah, but they didn't allow Sheeta to get any fucking offense for the most part. She pretty
No.
much was. Yeah. And it was perfect. And then the coup de grace in this, Deeb grabbed that kendo stick and said, "You know what? Let me go ahead and just add some whipped cream to this shit and just weld on her." And I was like, yes, yes, yes. Shout out to old school Daniel Bryan. But
Yeah.
I mean, and god damn it, man, Deeb. Damn it, Deeb. You keep doing it every week. You just keep this gravy train you got going. I'm just hopping on.
I mean, she's the reason for my namesake this week. Well, this episode rather.
You just everybody just look at it right there, right
Yeah,
there.
there you go.
There you go.
There you go. I mean, she just came through and was like, "Now I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you. I can show you better than I can tell you." And yeah, she showed it.
That's why I can't wait for these women faces to get both of the gold in both the TBS championship and the women's championship because I know that she is not going to be far behind unless they're planning on having her just wreck shop over any and everybody. But I doubt that because I'm looking at her as a traditional heel, and I see her being the one that says, you know what, nope, fuck all the faces, fuck all the faces. Everybody getting hurt. If you are a fan favorite, I'm hurting you. So yeah, just yes. Gold for Deeb.
Yes. Absolutely.
And Sheeta, I hope you get better. I don't know if this is a legit injury and they're writing you off or you need a vacation. You probably need a vacation. Just like go to Japan, chill out, have some fun. Go see Jaeger.
I don't know. Texas is your thing, but we can make it happen.
Right. That's right. Remember. You know what? Nope. Let me not. Let me not even go there. I was gonna make a Godzilla joke, but anyway, Jurassic Express.
Call her Tokyo City. Anyways.
And Christian Cage backstage in probably one of the funniest promos of the night. Johnny was hungry. Jungle Man claimed that they are going to take on anybody that's it. They want anybody in the top 5. They're taking on all challengers. That's who's next. Anybody in the top 5, they want it. Come get it. And Johnny Hungry, I'm so glad that you popped up again on Dynamite in rare form. Now I can't remember the list of the top 5s that they said, but it didn't matter.
No,
it didn't matter because as soon as they came out, I was like, "Yep, I want this match. I want this match yesterday." They don't even have to win. I just know this match is going to be a good fucking match. Now, Scoot may want Jurassic Express to lose these titles last year,
Yeah.
But the thing is, you get a nice palate cleanser until you probably get one of your 3 favorite teams to win these tag titles, which is probably going to happen a lot sooner than later. But until then, we're going to get a whole lot of tag teams, probably reminiscent of when Bucks were champions, and they were pretty much defending that shit like back to fucking back to fucking back. But it's not going to be as long as their reign was. It's going to be quick succession where they're just going at it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I'm looking at. But my question is, go ahead, Jaeger.
I mean, if you're thinking quick succession, you could easily see it being like another tag team pops up right after they beat Silver and Reynolds.
Oh, that's very fast. That's
well, I mean, hell, they like a whole 10 different tag teams showed up right after they won the belts.
That is true.
I mean, if you want to keep it in the same fashion, you might as well just have another tag team pop up and be like, yeah, we won them. Let's go. And then after like maybe a week, after like two and a half ish, if they're gonna go back and forth with the Dynamite Rampage combo, then you see or maybe they last all the way to the pay-per-view, but then you see them like finally drop the belt.
That does kind of play into the question that I was going to ask, because I was going to ask where does Christian Cage kind of play in this, and now I'm starting to think that he's going to be the type to kind of coerce them into just being like above, levels of fighting champions, where it's like, fuck it, you want it, they can do it. All right, my guys can do it. We're ready for the challenge, and it's always we thing,
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, granted, I'm gonna just say this. I know who is in line, and I know who we can also see to become tag champs, but there is a certain team that I do want to be tag champs, and we'll get to that later.
Okay. Well then, I'm pretty sure it has something to do with this guy, Scoot.
This is one, but that's not who I want to be the next tag champs.
No.
All right, so
you want Matt Hardy to be a tag champ?
Huh?
I said, you want Matt Hardy to be a tag champ?
So what happened here? Matt Hardy, Penta had a match. Penta beat Matt Hardy with the Fear Factor. Boom. So then Penta gets in the ring and was like, hey, yo, Malachi, let's run this fade, my guy. And Malachi was like, okay, ask and you shall receive. Malachi came out. Him and Penta was going at it. The Varsity Blondes and Julia came out. They all started jumping on Malachi. Malachi looked at them and said, it is 3 of y'all, but I got something for you. The lights went out again. And in steps the man the man at least I've been waiting for. Motherfucking Brody King.
Sound like the whole arena was waiting for him.
Brody King in all 6'5" of his glory, standing there, and was like, catch these hands.
Here,
wow, Alistair just sat in the corner and was like, see, my man's.
Here's the problem with this whole thing. Not all of it. Now, a lot of my Capcom versus SNK fans will understand this.
Okay. What you got?
So now we all know the ratio system.
Yes.
In Capcom versus SNK. For those of you who don't know, there certain characters are leveled, in a certain way. It has to accumulate 4 as far as ratio. So some characters leveled 1, some are leveled 3, 2, 4, etc. The problem with this is that you see Penta easy 2. We're just going for mediocre sake in terms of like just the whole argument here. Penta's a 2 at this point, you know, and the way Malachi was being booked is like a 3 outside of the, you know, the whole being pinned and shit by Cody. But when you introduce the Varsity Blondes, they're an easy 1, if not 0, in terms of just individuals.
They are strictly assist characters.
Yeah, basically.
Marvel versus Capcom 2 style.
Yeah, thank you. The problem here is that, you know, it's rare that you see faces jump on a legit heel. Like normally you'll see faces jump on like, you know, a cheeky like comedic heel person where it's like, oh, they're getting their just dues. Look, and no, because see, Penta pretty much fell into this whole thing. Varsity Blonde should not have been a part of this. I'm sorry, because they messed it up for me when Brody. Because I knew Brody King was going to pop up. You felt it. You felt it because Matt Hardy went against Penta. That when I seen that match going, I was like, either somebody's debuting or something is about to fucking happen. Period. Because no disrespect to Matt Hardy, and I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. But no.
Okay.
No.
I'm going to get this piece out so the people out there don't think. I necessarily do not have an issue with Matt Hardy in general.
Mm-hmm.
It's just ever since this whole HFO thing, Matt Hardy is a bona fide legend, bona fide Hall of Famer, and I will always sing his praises. It's just this HFO thing. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. His whole AEW career has not been great to me. I understand he has had his freedom, this, that, and the third. I am not knocking his promo ability, his wrestling ability. I'm just saying everything he's been doing in AEW. I'm glad he got a chance to be in his hometown, wrestle for the hometown crowd and everything. You know, he had the missus and a couple of the kiddos in attendance, but I didn't care about none of that because motherfucking Brody King showed up.
That's true.
Mama, there goes them men.
Yeah. And just by the way, god damn his cannonball splash. I thought Kevin Owens had a rough cannonball splash, but Brody King, god.
Looks like he killed Griff Garrison. Or was it?
I mean,
or the filming? Either way.
I mean, Griff Garrison is a tall stick. So let's just be honest.
And
Griff
he snapped
Garrison
that twig.
He's just a tall stick with hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yes. But these are not the people who I want to be the next tag champs.
Who do you want to be the next tag champs?
We'll get there.
Okay. Fair enough. Oh, wait. I think I know.
You probably do know.
Yeah. Now, of course, House of Black is now building its foundation, so that's good.
Now,
I love the aesthetics.
Y'all notice something interesting too. Julia was telling the Varsity Blondes to stop.
Yeah.
She was yelling at them to stop jumping on Malachi because Malachi did kind of give her a look. So I don't know if they trying to say that Julia might have got corrupted by it all.
She did wear black.
She's still wearing this fucking eye patch.
And she did wear black instead of rocking the whole cheerleader gimmick.
When we get to Pac said he's blinded. So we'll get there in a minute.
Well, I mean, I'm convinced Julia and Pac are both blinded by different things for different reasons. Shout out to Lee Johnson. But
oh my god.
Yep, he said that.
Big shotty for real.
Well, Jaeger had to discuss this issue earlier.
I mean, damn. Talk about a Christmas story and you'll shoot your eye out, kid. Jesus Christ.
Yikes.
There you go. Oh yeah, we did discuss this, so that's already set up. Now the Claim Bear Country.
This is who I want.
Yep.
Be the next champ.
Yes.
Now I do hate that Bear Country got a jobber entrance. I wish they would have gotten an entrance.
They have their own entrance. They have gear that they wear to come down to the ring.
Yeah, we just didn't see it.
Yeah, we just didn't
see
it.
Yeah. Now, halfway through this match, my dog was being a dick and kept wanting to go outside, so I had to leave and walk him
Acclaim
for a
won.
bit. So the Acclaim did win.
Acclaim won, and then as they were celebrating and leaving, Sting and Darby. Wait, did Sting both Sting and Darby come out?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sting and
Yeah.
Darby came out to handle up on business.
And then
Okay.
Sting started smashing the jukebox.
Oh
Or the
man,
boombox.
Yeah. So,
damn.
but yeah. But the Acclaim is who I truly want to be the next tag champs. I don't
I
think it's going to
agree
happen,
with that.
but that's who I would like.
That could happen if yeah, I can see it happening because I can see them taking a swift victory over Jurassic Express
Mm-hmm.
legitimately. And they actually are ranked number 1 right now.
Mm-hmm.
Because they've
Oh,
been having dark matches and elevation matches.
okay. Okay. And Silver and Reynolds are actually top 5.
Well, that's what Johnny said. He was like, we're in the top 5.
Yeah, but then
They clutching it.
he said like top 5 things that they're like that are not relevant to wrestling.
And only listen to. But now from there again, now the pot segment I didn't see because I was still going. The same thing with I didn't get back in until the beginning of the main event.
He was
So
basically talking about how since he got the mist in both eyes, he don't know if he'll be able to see again and things like that. And he was saying something else. Like I kind of
Kind of went on a Miro stint
he
about
kind of went on a Miro S type situation. So
okay, so man,
now there are rumors to say, could this lead to Pac potentially joining the House of Black?
I was just thinking that.
I did see some murmurs of that on the internet, but we shall see with his situation.
I mean, that would honestly be a good fit.
Yeah, it aesthetically it looks fucking amazing, and
Right.
oh my gosh. Now I definitely am ready to see Penta versus Black for sure.
Yeah,
I would like take my fucking money
Penta.
and yeah.
Penta. I understand. I'm not even knocking it. You don't have to do it every match. You really don't.
He does. It's in his contract.
Thank you, Jaeger. That makes sense. All right, we can move along. It makes sense.
Mans must pop off at least 10 Seto Miedos.
Yeah. And he did an extra one for a lucky fan as well.
So, yeah.
But and look, hey Penta, at the same time, it's your moment. Now you see Death Triangle is now, Death Dot because it's only you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got
got
Mr.
somebody-
Mr. Magoo, and Bent Back Paperclip. You don't have the squad no more. So you might as well just go ahead and just start having these fantastic fucking matches.
Oh
Might as
no.
well.
Just don't get blinded and don't have your leg, limb, or anything else get bent back like a bent back paperclip, and you'll be perfectly fine. I guarantee it.
This
And then
whole
you can
bent
pop
back
off.
paperclip is
Look,
killing me.
because here's the thing: if one of them fingers gets fucked up and his fingers get bent back like a bent back paperclip, there will be no zero marrows at all. No, none of that. None of that. There'll be no more. It'll be full of fear because you can't do the shit, and then your contract is going to be screwed because Jaeger just said it's in the contract. You got to pop off at least 10. So, just saying.
If you can't pop off 10, hey man, we gotta let you go.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Then there will be no triangle, just death.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
They're looking like a dot right now, but
So what the fuck is up with Matt Hardy and Andrade doing something now? That I clearly I missed this.
So basically, Matt Hardy was back there talking, um, and then Andrade came up and was like, "Hey, Matt, big respect, nothing but respect. I bought drinks, so he had drinks and he had some water. Matt Hardy gave the drinks to Private Party, and he was like, Matt, do you like money? Because I like money. Let's figure some things out together." And that's basically where it ended.
Huh. Well, I guess I have to ask Scoot how the fuck you feel about this.
So what was next after this?
I don't know why they want to drag down Andrade with the
So
sinking ship of the HFO, but
so yeah, what was the next segment after this?
Well, okay.
yikes.
Well, let's take a hypothetical just in
Go
case.
ahead. Let's okay. I will be fair and impartial. All right. So what we trying to say?
What if, and this is a huge what if. Shout out to Marvel on this one because this is gonna be far fetched like a motherfucker. Andrade could, start cherry picking some of HFO's employees and just find a way to just screw the fuck out of Matt Hardy in this situation and revitalize some fucking talent.
I would actually not mind seeing Butcher and Blade go to Andrade.
How do I feel? I don't know how I feel about that. Be honest with you.
It gets them out of Matt Hardy's whole thing. They get to be as relentless as they want, and honestly, they're a damn good tag team, man.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how I truly feel about it. Be honest with you. I guess I truly have to see as time progresses, but I don't know how I feel.
Okay, well, I guess we need to see how this shit plays out and see where they go. But
Yeah.
Daniel Garcia, and look, I know Sammy Guevara's champion. We know that he has to be in this match. Daniel fucking Garcia. Oh man, that at the end of this match, I was saying to myself, if he would have just picked up a fucking victory over Sammy Guevara, I would not hate it.
Me neither. I was kind of hoping he won.
And that's the thing about this interim title, which I don't know if it was an impromptu thing or this is something they have been planning and saying hey, we're going to start doing belts like this.
No, Cody caught COVID.
No, I don't mean. I mean for that, but I mean if they were ever going, if they were ever going to plan on doing an interim
I
title.
doubted they scrambled because you got to think.
Okay.
Remember, for the Battle of the Belt show, it was only that match
Yeah.
and Dr. Baker. It wasn't until Rampage that all of a sudden.
Whoa! Do not disrespect the FTW.
That's what I'm about to say. It wasn't until Rampage when Ricky Starks just up and challenged Seidel for the FTW title. So we only had 3 matches for this show. You couldn't get rid of the TNT, so they just interim this thing to make it stretch out.
Yeah.
Just for them to try to reunify the titles again, for Cody to take it or whatever. It was stupid. Stupid.
Well, as you would say, Scoot, this right here is a happy accident then, because the idea, and I never would have assumed that this would have worked in professional wrestling, because I'm used to seeing this in MMA with the interim championships. But it works so fucking seamlessly and to its benefit in professional wrestling, because now you have an overarching story with the actual champ, but now you have all these other people vying for this interim title, which makes it look like a fucking fighting championship, knowing for the fact that no matter who wins this title, they still got to go beat Big Boss Cody, which actually works out in his fucking benefit if he wanted to turn heel. So a lot of this helps. A lot of this helps a lot of the talent now, because no matter what you do, anybody can take the interim championship. It makes it so unpredictable. because it's almost like a throw. Like you have a chance now to test out different talents. Okay, how will this person be as a champion? How will this person look as a champion? Hell, let's fucking throw the interim title on them just to see what the fuck happens. And nobody would shake a stick at it. You could put the shit on Fuego del Sol and be perfectly fine. Don't do that, but it would be perfectly fine.
I still don't know how I feel about it yet. This whole
Oh
interim
shit,
and all
screwed
of
on the
that.
fence.
Oh yeah. Oh no. I thought it was the dumbest shit when I saw it Saturday. I thought it was
You saw
fucking
what?
stupid. The whole interim stuff. I thought it was stupid.
Oh,
Well, no,
shit.
and then I mean, it really sucks that Roberts is over here like, and still your interim TNT champion.
And then they still dragging Davy Crockett around. Man, let that man be at home.
That threw me off too. It's like, why? Like, okay, the matches for this title are over.
Like, let
You
that
know, as
man
far
be.
as like for that, he doesn't have to give it to every single fucking. He's not Dana White.
I'm saying this right now. As of where I stand right now, this whole interim thing, stupid.
Oh,
Stupid.
Would you rather have had the TNT title be out of the picture then?
Strip Cody of the damn belt. He couldn't compete for it.
Fair.
yeah.
It strip him of the title.
That and you know
That's
that
what
is
New
my
Japan does.
that's my only hang up about it though, because it's like, what do the record books show? Does it show that, you know, it's interim, or is it going to show that they're almost champion? Because in UFC, you still get recognized as interim, you just don't get recognized as a full-on champion.
I mean, just like what Yeager just said, Justin Roberts made damn sure to let you know that it was interim.
Yeah.
The commentary team is making sure you damn know it's interim. Because I mean, what? Cody called COVID. He might be out. What? He might come back next week after. Then it's gonna be like, "Hey, yo, fam, you ain't the real champ." Okay, well, let's do this for real.
And we're gonna run it back with Sammy and Cody.
Which I don't really give a shit anymore.
Well, now I have a question then. If it was somebody else and they caught COVID, do you think they would have stripped them of the title, or you think they would have?
Yes.
Ooh.
Absolutely. Let us not forget, Big E lost his title to Brock Lesnar because Roman Reigns caught COVID.
Ain't that some shit too?
Big E had no. Sorry, I'm crossing brands. Brock Lesnar was nowhere on Raw. Nowhere. And he lost his title to a man who wasn't even anything to do with that title picture. So, yeah, they would have stripped anybody else.
Interesting. Okay.
Because at least if they would have stripped Cody, and if Cody would have took a month or so off, he could have came back and been like, "Hey, yo, I technically didn't lose it."
Yeah.
But this whole interim shit, because like you just said, for however long now until Cody is out, that belt can be a hot potato, but it really wouldn't matter.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean that is true.
Yeah,
That's
That does
one
kind
hell
of
a
throw a
topic.
shoe at the whole nepotism thing Dan Lambert's talking about.
Because I mean, just like how you brought up with your point, at least in fighting case, when the interim thing happens, it usually happens because a champ gets injured, but since they get injured, they can technically come back. The interim still keeps it, and then usually the next match is usually to unify the titles or so, but not in this case. They're gonna try to milk it and be like, "Oh, Sammy, you've been around here thinking you the champ, but no, I'm the real champ." And it's like, fam, just fight for the real damn title and just get over it.
Yeah.
So yeah. Because I mean, in the history of all of wrestling, anybody who has ever got injured, except for maybe a few, gave up the title. We still don't know what happened with Samoa Joe and he gave up the title.
He was injured, not injured.
I mean, unfortunately, he's released now, but he
Yeah,
gave up the title. Becky Lynch got pregnant. She gave up the title. I mean, hell, she could have still been like, "Nah, fam, I'm still champ." I mean,
that's true.
it's whatever.
Now, now, as far as this match though, again, nothing against Sammy G. Love Sammy G. This match for him could have been better.
I agree. It
As
was some
far as
sloppy things happening in this match.
yeah, even his finisher, even the whole finish. I mean, it
Damn,
wasn't too bad. It wasn't Jade Cargill bad, but it was visibly botched in a way.
when he did that crossroads, I was like, "Ooh boy, that was ugly."
Didn't do it unless you're used to doing it. Like we get, you want to send a message to Cody and all the other shit. Cool. No. Send him a message by being a better champion
Right.
to prove that you deserve the full title instead of like a piece of it. But
Right.
watching Daniel Garcia in this match made me more than be ready to want a fucking stable with him and Danielson.
2.0. Oh. Oh.
Because that's who Danielson said he wanted. He said he wanted to have a stable with Daniel Garcia in it. I don't know if 2.0 factor into that. I wouldn't be mad at it, but it really depends on the direction they're trying to go with that stable because seems like that he's trying to put together a whole bunch of technical marvels in this shit. So
Interesting.
and now granted, AEW has they stables on top of stables. It's the party is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, 2.0. I'm still a 2.0 bro all day. They're gonna get their time. If they're on TV, I'm happy. So
I'm not mad at it.
They
yeah,
just
You know
want
what
to
I
get
am
you in
mad
the
at?
face.
No,
Chris
I
Jericho
am
being
mad
out
at.
there.
Huh?
Chris Jericho being out there.
No. He fucking took it over at the end.
Yeah. Yeah.
Him and Floyd, but he did throw Floyd down though. He did throw Floyd down. So
I
I
kind of wish Kingston would have went on his slap fire out of him, but that's me.
yeah, because I mean technically I think they missed the mark because I think Garcia in 2.0 should have been standing tall, especially after they had jumped
Yeah.
on Kingston, they jumped on Jericho.
Mm-mm.
Jericho was the only one that kind of got the better. Damn, fuck. See, they making it hard to debate Scoot on this, man.
No, I'm telling you. Ever since I've been hearing some of the criticism Brian Last has been saying about Chris Jericho, I'm starting to believe it. He was
Huh.
saying all the shit he wanted to do on Raw that wouldn't approve he's doing now. He's the
Mhm.
only motherfucker who has a theme song that motherfuckers got to sing the whole damn song to, or at least the whole first verse, the pre-chorus and the chorus. He only loses to opponents that he feel quote unquote needs the rub or so. Like, he's holding back because Kingston said it, and I totally agreed with Kingston. Y'all will never be tag team champions as long as y'all with him. I 1000% agree with that too.
He didn't get to say it, did he?
No, he said it. He
He
said
Oh,
said
it.
it.
okay.
Yeah, he said it in that promo that
Yeah, right before
Santana
the
and
match.
Ortiz will never be champs as long as they with
Oh, is
Jericho.
that what Santana Sorgenbach? I was like away
Mhm.
from the TV. Okay.
Yeah. That's why they had stormed up. Actually, all the members kind of stormed off. But yeah, Jericho is attaching himself to anybody who's popular right now. Like, if it wasn't for this whole 2.0 Eddie Kingston thing, I wouldn't be surprised if he was trying to have a match with Cole or something. But since they've been wrapped up in the best friends, but whoever starts to get popular in these upcoming months, I can see it.
Yeah.
I can see it all. I'm starting to understand all the criticisms they're making about Chris Jericho, and it's making sense to me.
Oh, Jericho, prove us wrong. Prove us
Please.
wrong, man.
Please.
Please.
And once again, let's just say all the rumors are true that WWE wants an AEW wrestler
That was weird.
in the Royal Rumble.
Yeah,
Just
Jericho, don't invade this.
Yeah.
Don't invade this, Jericho. Don't take me off. I'm just hoping.
Let's just say WWE's rumors about them wanting the AEW wrestler, and let's just say the AEW wrestler happens to be Chris. Chris is gonna be like, nah, fam, y'all gonna play Judas. And as he's walking to the Rumble, everybody's gonna be singing Judas. And it's gonna be like, you know what? Fuck it, I'll sing along with it too. Because we are singing Chris Jericho, AEW's Chris Jericho.
Oh man,
in a WWE ring, but whatever. But
if I can sing it a cappella, I think you'll be all right.
We'll discuss more about that tomorrow. So that's a little teaser that we're gonna talk about WWE and that Forbidden Door tomorrow. Yeah. So if you wanna be prepared for that.
Yeah, simple as that. Yeah. So trust me, we'll definitely have more to talk about tomorrow, like Scoot said, and we'll get on that and tag me in. But like it is down there, you see all the shit in the crawl. There's no final thoughts because you can get all our thoughts on Tag Me In. So you got to tune in to that shit. So as I warm this shit up to give it too sweet to my broskies. Bada, bam. So of course, like we always say, whether you love the shit, hate the shit, thumbs up, thumbs down, don't forget to rate the shit. Leave all your comments, concerns, questions, etc., down below in the comment section. Leave all your numbers and DMs for Jaeger down there. And of course, hit the notification bell, hit the subscribe button, because that's so mother effing important. And until next time, as we bid you all adieu, until you see these beautiful faces and hear these immaculate voices, tag the fucking out.